with you everywhere you go. Download the free iHeart app now and enable push notifications for live updates
the last
from
commercial
Paris.
we got?
Only on iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home.
No, that's it.
The 2024 Paris Olympics.
There is a cue to call.
PEKW225CJ Fairview,
WMFX Waynesville,
an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Green. That's green. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from your friends at ESPN Asheville.
Live from the Ingles studio,
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
the Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy live on the air and seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. Join us in the chat. It is a very special day today in the history of mankind as we finally have it back. 4 o'clock this afternoon, College Football 25 from EA Sports will go live, and Jeremy's next week is all booked up.
Yes, I will be as clear about this as I can. There is enough beer in my fridge to kill 5 people. There is a full 24-pack of Baja Blast that's just simmering.
Yeah.
The pizza will be here about 3:15. I haven't ordered a pizza, just ordered one from a delivery place in forever. Today that changes.
Mm-hmm.
I've already told Amy your expectations of me over the next week should be even lower than they usually are. And it is time, 11 years in the making, for Coach Jerome Greene to come back and lead all of the schools to national titles. Pull the reverse Bobby Bowden. You start at Florida State as the offensive coordinator. You take some other meaningless job. You wind up back at Florida State. Then Mama calls and back to West Virginia to sing country roads and lead us to a daddy.
He's got it all planned out.
Oh, I 100% have it all planned out.
Oh, wow.
I have a whole war room in my living room with the 80-inch television on the wall, just getting ready to do this. Let's go.
I'm not hearing bad things. All of the things I have seen about the game, positive reviews.
2 of the guys that were at the Scott Fish Bowl with us over the weekend got early release. I do want to ask this question. And I'm not trying to big time anybody. I'm not. Mm-hmm. I know I'm just a little fish in my little pool. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In this calendar year, the next 12 months, we're going to every major sporting event. Super Bowl, Senior Bowl, national title game, all those things. Here's my question. How am I not on the early release list? I need that explained
You're
to
not
me.
Yet.
Very, very slowly.
You're not yet. See, there's opportunity here. You can't start out at the top. Only the elite of the elite get the early release.
Are you sure? Because, I know a couple dudes that have, they have as many followers as, are people in the building I'm in right now, and they got on the early release. And so I'm in my feelings a lot.
I was going to say, there's a difference there. They apparently know somebody you don't. So,
well, I need to meet this
find out who that is. You just got to find that person.
Listen here, Mr. EA. Me and you need to have a 12-rounder at the old village porch down here, and you get me on that list there, bruh.
Just reading over one of the I think this is from The Athletic. This was Chris Vanini writing that he spent the last 3 days over the weekend playing the game, and says he had to buy an Xbox Series S just for this game because he completely fell out of gaming when NCAA football went away 11 years ago. Says the game ultimately is, quote, fantastic, has fantastic graphics, a ridiculously realistic feel for every school, but more than anything else, what it feels like the game we used to love.
I'm so happy.
And
it's got so many things. I have watched
me,
every video that's been put out by anybody. I've been watching Bordeaux play this game for the better part of the last 2 hours. We did the entire pre-show, and on my second screen, I had Bordeaux live streaming playing Kentucky and Florida.
Can I ask who is Bordeaux?
Bordeaux's the guy that Donovan Edwards beat the smoke off of in the gameplay release.
Gotcha. If you want to see somebody lose hilariously bad, tomorrow on the YouTubes, we will be streaming the first ever Sportsocracy Bowl Series, as I'll be taking on Jeremy tomorrow live on the YouTube stream.
Oh, are we going to make a tournament out of this?
I mean, we might as well.
Oh, that sounds like the right call.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we play
we
through
set
the
up our
college
own
football playoff?
Yeah, we set up our own playoff. We have all the different bowl games represented, if that's possible, in the playoff.
Oh, we got to pick our 6 teams, though. That feels like a daily draft.
Oh, that is good.
Feels like a daily draft.
Mm-hmm. All right, so top of the third hour of the program today, daily draft we'll be officially picking our teams, and in fact, you throw out your teams in the YouTube comments, and I feel like we play for you. It's a good way to do that. In the meantime, while we're waiting on the game to release at 4 o'clock this afternoon, you had asked me earlier before the show whether or not there was any chance that this could be a disappointment. And my answer is no. I mean, if you're a fan of any of these game groups on social media, somebody complains about something every minute of the day it appears. I don't understand the nitpicking of the thing before it even comes out. Like when I found out that we weren't having the high school thing, I was a little, I would have liked to have had it, but I could live without it because guess what? I'm getting the game back. Right? I'm getting it on next-gen graphics. We're getting it with all of the things that the gameplay never had before, the fan interactions and the cool feel and the special entrances and all that kind of stuff. All of it better than it ever was before. Yet you want to nitpick because the team builder's not going to be available for 3 days.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that for 3 days anyway. I know we have Renegade. I know we have Osceola. I know the spear goes in the logo at the 50-yard line. Let's go. Patrick Holt said you're already down 14, which he's probably not wrong. I'll almost bet he's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the best way I can equate it. I've been thinking about this because somebody asked me on social media earlier today, how do I feel today now that the game is so it's here? And I've thought about it, and I have the best analogy I could possibly come up with.
Okay.
This is like your high school sweetheart flying in to see you after you have not seen her for 15 years. You're single, she's single, it's all lined up. Then she gets off the plane, and instantaneously you find out she had a boob job. Like, oh, let's go! I didn't even know that! It's even better than I thought! Woo!
It's just a little bit more improved than it was the last time.
It's even better than I thought it was going to be. Let's go.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris in his review on The Athletic said he got 20 hours in and had to make himself quit. I feel like that's just chump change compared to what Jeremy's going to do over the next 3 days.
Let's see. We're going to live stream playing this tomorrow. That will kick off at noon. I figure you're going to get here earlier than that, so you will at least have an opportunity to get your feet a little damp in the gameplay before people see you playing it online.
Yes, I would like to have at least one little practice quarter or something to figure out how to throw the ball.
Okay, so this comes out at 4:00 today. I think I have to sleep. I mean, I've gotten to that age where all-nighter just ruins like 3 days of my life, so I'm going to try my best to not do that. Which means I'll probably go to sleep about 4, having played it for 12 straight hours. Let's conservatively say I get up at 8:30. I will play it for another solid 3 days. I will eat nothing but Little Caesars pizza, who does not sponsor this show, but damn, they should. I will drink nothing but Mountain Dew and cold beer, and it's going to be just so good. It's going to be just outside of the week I got married, the birth of my children. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else. I believe this is fine.
All right. Yeah. All right. He's putting it up there on a pedestal. I like it.
So good. So good.
College Football 25 available at 4:00 this afternoon for those who pre-ordered. Mass release day is not until Thursday.
I got it free, too. I didn't even realize that.
What?
My wife likes to buy PlayStation gift cards for like birthdays and things. It's like it goes in the card.
Somebody paid for it. You didn't get it for free.
Well, I didn't.
Somebody.
And I'll be honest with you, that adds to my level of happiness because that reminds me of childhood times when my parents were paying for it because I didn't have any money.
Yes. Alex Majabi, Sir Jimothy said, if I had a gaming system, I would be useless for weeks. I'd end up jobless, divorced, and malnourished. I heard no lies.
So, jobless, I'm very lucky that, my job is this. Divorced, I'm very lucky that I have a just splendiferous wife that she's known this was coming forever. She did not know the game released today. She found that out on the way back from Charlotte. She's basically chalked up the next week to she's on her own.
Yeah.
I mean, if you need me to pull things off a top shelf, I will. If we could do it at a halftime, that would be awesome.
It's worse than actual football season.
I don't want to have to pause this game unless I absolutely must. Like, house is on fire. There's not really many other things that I feel like are no doubters that must be done. I'm so excited.
Jeremy's throwing it back to those. I guess when it went out, you were what 20.
Let's see, in 2014. That game came out in 2013. It was 2,024 days. That's how long it has been.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, that's not right. 4,024 days. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Okay.
Let's see. In 2014, I was 20. Man, math is hard.
Yeah. I'm just trying 26? To figure out you were at a more acceptable age to be spending 20 hours in a day on a video game than I was, and I'm still going to do it. I've seen all of these posts people who were, in college or in high school the last time that this game was out, posting the pictures of them as young and skinny in their football uniforms, and then this is me now, and it shows a fat guy next to him with the same jersey on. This is me 11 years later. I have the same picture, only just a couple of more white hairs in my beard. That's about it.
It's adorable that you call that a beard. What's sad is your beard is in no way any fuller than it was when you were 17 years old.
No doubt. In fact, actually, I think you're wrong on that. I think it's better than it was when I was 17.
Wait, this is better?
Affairs. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. I was incapable of growing facial hair for a long time.
It's funny.
You're in the Sportsocracy.
It's funny that you said that in the past
Shut
present,
your face.
like you're not incapable of doing it now.
I hate you so much. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
We're with Bridge.
Clear.
10 All right, I'll be back in just a minute. Amy just got her.
And whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Work is busy, and home, Mom, pretty much the same. But you wouldn't know it because my skin doesn't look stressed thanks to Olay Retinol Body Wash. Its hydrating formula is packed with vitamin B3 complex plus retinol. I use Olay Retinol Body Wash to transform my skin from dry to moisturized and visibly renewed. Sure, I still have stress, but my skin looks amazing. Try Olay Retinol Body Wash for visibly renewed skin in just 14 days. Also try Retinol 24 Body Lotion.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, Chief Marketing Officer of Hyundai Motor America, discusses measuring audio.
The measurement capability within audio, I think, surprised all of us, but all of it's been extremely helpful, and we have seen a huge return on our investment. The methodology by which we're approaching audio and then seeing the real results with real numbers has helped us continue to invest moving forward. One of the things that's been really important for us is to see the extension of reach to new audiences that we could not really speak to before. We get about a 20% lift adding audio to our overall portfolio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a marketing company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers?
Oh, thank God.
So much. We're giving back mission at closing.
You worried?
For more information.
No.
Is this the last commercial?
774.
No, we got two more. 15 seconds. Or they're 2 15-second commercials.
Okay.
Be better every day. That's the Parks promise. Our mission, to improve lives.
I'm just
with
telling
every
me she was
interaction.
okay with ordering
This is
pizza,
JW,
so I'm gonna
General
order
Manager
like 4
at Parks
deep dish
Ford
Little Caesars
Hendersonville.
pizzas
Experience
and
the
2
Parks
Mountain Dews
promise
and
today
just
at ParksFordHendersonville.com. That's Parks.
Dude, your controller is going to be
At
so
Ingles
greasy
we're
tomorrow.
celebrating
This is
Friday Night Rivals, televising college
good.
I don't like that.
Little Caesars
Semi-Pro
grease,
soccer.
sweat.
So I need to bring some wipes. Huh?
Moist towelettes for sure.
Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy on College Football 25 release day. Welcome into the Sportsocracy. Jeremy's making all the plans to buy all the pizza, and I don't like the fact that you said that my controller is going to be all greasy when I get there tomorrow. Like,
well, I'm going to make you play with Amy's pink controller, so you'll probably be okay.
Pink controller.
Yeah, Amy's got a pink PS5 controller that's yours because you're sure as hell not playing with mine. It's mine. It's calibrated to me. We got this.
Wait, what? It's calibrated to you.
Oh yeah, it's almost like the butt groove in a chair. Like it's got my butt groove in it. You're not going to appreciate it. You're not going to understand. We got a joystick that's been loosened up by years of playing PGA Tour.
Gotcha.
There's many like it, but this one's mine.
But this one is mine. I get it. All right, yeah. Don't get it too greasy though.
Oh, I won't play with yours. Yours, I thought of that after I said it. Yours will have no problem. Mine, gonna look like Bob Kraft circa 1999.
On the way out of the break, or on the way to the break, in the YouTube comments, Alex Majabi asked, who are the stars of college football the last time that this game came out? So I thought we could play a fun game, Jeremy.
Oh, boy.
I want to throw it to you, and you give me a name of somebody that you think was a star in 2013 college football, and I'll tell you if you're right or not.
Oh, in 2013. I know Denard Robinson was on the cover.
Yes. So he was the year before. Like, he graduated the year before.
Oh,
so remember,
so you're
in
talking about who was
2013,
in
the actual
game.
season. Yeah. Who did you have to change the names on if you were so inclined, if you do things like that? Who did you have to change the names to?
I did do that. I know Jameis Winston was in the game. I don't think he was quite a star yet.
Well, I mean, he was by the end of the season.
I know the cheat code was Marcus Mariota because he was incredibly fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm trying to think of if I could even name another player. Darren McFadden was in 12 because he was on the cover of 13. And you did not want to mess with me with that Arkansas team because they had Matt Jones, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That team was disgusting. I mean, short of my West Virginia, the team of Pat White, Steve Slayton, Pat McAfee, that's the filthiest team in the history of college football.
Top quarterback wide receiver tandem for the year, statistically speaking, in college football in 2013.
Amari Cooper?
No. Although Amari Cooper did play with this quarterback in the pros.
Ooh, in the pros. Okay, so it's not his quarterback now, so it's not Deshaun Watson.
No, the number one quarterback
Prescott.
and the number one quarterback and the number one wide receiver were teammates in college and in the NFL.
Oh, okay. Now I don't know who it is.
Yeah, you do. It's Derek Carr and Devontae Adams.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about for some reason, I forget Amari Cooper was drafted by the Raiders. That era of his life just went in one ear and out the other.
And out the other. We just moved right past that. That was the year of the 31 touchdowns from Keenan Reynolds at Navy.
Let's go.
He was a force to be reckoned with.
Navy was a consistent team that I wound up as with my second coaching job because I am evil running the option.
Some of the top quarterbacks of 2013 were Teddy Bridgewater at Louisville. Johnny Manziel.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that one.
Yep. Taj Boyd at Clemson.
Really?
Yep. Jared Goff.
God, I feel worse about Taj Boyd than I do any of them because I know him. I should 100% have remembered that.
Let's see. Who else is on this list? Running backs wise, that was Andre Williams led the country.
Boston College.
Yeah, with over 2,000 yards rushing that year.
He went to the NFL and had 15 seconds of, hey, he might be, and he's gone. There he went.
Also in the leaders in the rushing category that year, Bishop Sankey, Melvin Gordon, Amir Abdullah, and Carlos Hyde.
Amir Abdullah was filthy on that game. I do remember that.
Jay Ajayi. You remember that?
Jay Ajayi from Boise State.
Yeah. Anyhow, these were just some of the names that you may remember from the last time we had a college football video game.
Okay, so you asked me from the last time we had the game, so I must ask you, active college football player, who are you the most looking forward to playing with?
Ooh, it's a great question. I really don't know. I don't know that I ever really I mean, do you do that? Do you go and you pick out a team going, I really want to play with Johnny Manziel? And so you'll go play with Texas A&M?
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially now that it's actually the guy. I mean, before, yes, it was based loosely on him, and you would get a player that was vaguely that talented.
Right.
Now it's actually the player.
Right. I mean, obviously the first one is going to be Carson Beck. But I would be playing with Georgia regardless of who the quarterback was. The first player that I'm going to, try to beef up. Well, I guess you can't do that, can you? You can't edit a guy's attributes. I thought I heard that about this game.
I know you can't do it with recruits. I don't know if you can do it with active players.
Yeah. Well, if you can with active players, I will be bumping up old Branson Robinson. That truck of a running back that still hasn't played for Georgia. But he's 6'2", 485 pounds of solid muscle. I'll be making him a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, for me, it's just there are so many. This is going to and this is going to sound really stupid when I say it. This is going to make this the easiest year of draft evaluation ever. Not because I think the game's going to be that accurate, but because it will be really easy for me to remember guys that I couldn't stop. So if some running back runs all over me, which is rare because Jeremy's pretty good defensively, I will never forget him. So those times that I have to sit there and think about a guy and what school he went to, not this time.
Not anymore. You'll be playing so much that you'll know every guy that beat you in a video game, so it'll help you with the real-life scouting.
There are two teams that I think are absolute cheat codes. And in the daily draft today, as we pick our respective teams for our debut college football playoff live stream tomorrow, you'll find out who they are because they're my first and second pick.
Okay. Fair enough. College Football 25, it is back. All of the new features, all of the team builder and such. It's either going to go live today or you'll have it within 3 days. By Thursday, you'll have
when the game goes fully live on Thursday.
Yes. You will have full access to everything. And once again, we can, those of us who wasted hours and hours of our lives 11 years ago, it's just like turning back the clock. Only now I feel bad that I'd have kids that I'm going to have to ignore them and they'll actually know it now. When they were 2, I could ignore them and they'd be fine. I could just throw them a Blinky toy or something.
Yeah, you just throw them in the packing play, give them something that lights up they can't choke on. Have at it.
Well, I guess the times haven't really changed all that much. I got 13-year-olds, so just throw them their cell phones and they'll just, hey, look at the pretty lights.
I just realized as you were talking about the similarities between your life then and my life, and now I'm thinking about my life from then to now. Right. I realize that I have actually now hit the holy trinity of college football release day. Because all of the things I used to do, which is I'm going to drink a lot of Mountain Dew, I'm going to eat a lot of god-awful pizza. God-awful for you. Taste fantastic. Little Caesars. Blah, 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 blah. But now I have all of those things. And there's a bar downstairs, and I'm guaranteed that when I go to sleep tonight, there'll be a naked girl there. So, 15-year-old me, you made it. You made it, you fat little moron. You made it.
I mean, that is a success story, I suppose.
Oh, Disney's already optioning the script for that. No doubt.
Some dream a little higher, but not Jeremy. He keeps it reals. Don't ever forget that.
Keep it attainable, folks. Keep it attainable.
All the college footballs, most of the college football stars are going to be at your fingertips very soon in College Football 25. There are some stars that are not in the game, apparently. I was reading an article earlier today, Ohio State fans upset because JT Tuamalo is one of 8 starters for Ohio State that's not in the video game. However, their team still ranks high enough to be like the second best team in the league without those guys in the game, which should pretty much tell you all you need to know. In those cases, I mean, I guess you're just going to end up with, JT. Or is it going to be Josh Tillman? He is going to be your edge rusher for Ohio State. Or would that be too close?
I want to shame the guys that didn't do it. Like I want to change their name in the game to fictitious created player number 6.
I don't think that'll fit on the back of the jersey, though.
I don't care. So good. We're it's just 3.5 hours away. Let's go.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We'll talk best linebackers in the NFL up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather.
Clear.
Thank you.
ESPN Asheville.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but a nice cool down coming late week, but there's going to be decent chances of showers, thunderstorms. So next couple of days, we're still near 90. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. A few showers, thunderstorms around each afternoon. I think Wednesday more likely. Overnight lows will stay most likely in the mid-upper 60s. And then by Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are likely 85. By Friday, we might not hit 80. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Hey, pool season fanatics, your summer persona is calling. It's time for sun-soaked party scenes at MGM Grand, new luxury cabanas at Bellagio, and sandy beach living at Mandalay Bay. Show off your poolside, only with MGM Rewards. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't know how to concentrate it and target it into just one area. So that's where we come in.
By we, Dr. Ashley Caravelli means the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics.
We put in those treatments, then it sends out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics has gathered brilliant medical minds like Dr. Caravelli and Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, to lead the way in these innovative pain treatments.
So at QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting-edge research to reach our patients and treat them and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Shop Macy's Backstage today for amazing deals on everything you need for summer. Get low prices every day at Macy's Backstage. Find a store near you at Macy'sBackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily.
At Ingles, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or hitting the golf ball, we have everything you need for the perfect picnic, the greatest grill out, and the best beach vacation. We know that the mountains are calling, the open road awaits, and that pool party is ready to rock. So head on over to Ingles and stock up on all the goodies to get you through your summer of freedom. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It is ESPN Asheville. Jeremy, baseball season's going on, and I know you don't care all that much, but
that's a weird way to say not at all, but okay.
Some teams will try anything to make you believe that amazing things are happening in baseball, and while they are, stretching the truth is a little much for me. My team is guilty of this because yesterday, as the Boston Red Sox beating the Kansas City Royals 5-4, the Red Sox had to put out that on the Rafael Devers home run in the first inning, it apparently broke one of the chairs at Fenway Park. And then they posted out a picture of the chair. And the only thing that I can think of is I was expecting a chair with like a hole in it, or something that you could tell, like, wow, a baseball went through that thing. The top of the chair is just like loose. And so unless that baseball had a screwdriver and removed the screw from it, I'm pretty sure that was just going to happen anyway. My wife saw the picture and she goes, that was not a baseball. Somebody's fat ass did that. So look, when my wife is even calling you out on your BS, I think you need to stop with the with the hyperbole here. Fenway Facilities Incident Report Team.
My
knocking
story,
that cover off of that thing.
My story is I'm taking one Bronny James off conversation probation only to make fun of him.
Oh, wonderful.
Struggled a little bit in summer league. 0 of 8 from 3-point range, 3 of 14 overall. Scored 8 points, had 5 rebounds, 2 steals in Friday's loss to the Houston Rockets. He has shot 6 of 26 through 3 games and has yet to hit a 3. You remember when he went to the combine and unguarded, he hit a bunch of 3s, and I went, yeah. You do realize that doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. But that's not the point of the story.
Okay.
Our buddy, Doug Gottlieb, new basketball coach at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay, was asked on Twitter by a guy named Timmy Hockey. He said, Doug, is Bronny James good enough to start for your team in Wisconsin? Be honest. Answer the question, Doug. Could you work with them and get them NBA ready? He responded by saying he would compete to start, but while I like how he moves the ball and defends, he wouldn't be my point. My wings are bigger, and without seeing him with us, I think it'd be hard for him to start, to be honest. So Doug Gottlieb just said Bronny James could not start at Wisconsin-Green Bay, and he got drafted in the NBA.
Yes.
Nepotism at its finest.
No doubt about it. Man.
And after that shot, we can officially put Bronny James on permanent conversation probation. Yes. Because now it's almost not even funny for me anymore. A mid-major college basketball team that went 19-18 last year said, I don't think he can start for us. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
That's pretty much all you needed to know. Jeremy, best linebackers in the NFL for 2024. We want to continue our top 13s here, going position by position. Who do you have at the top of this list? When you look at the linebacker position in the NFL, is there one player that you go, he is the standard?
Without a doubt.
And his name is?
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner.
He's the best linebacker in football. I'm not sure it's all that close. Over the last 4 years, here are his PFF grades in order. First, fourth, second. In 4 years, he has not finished worse than fourth. Now, if you dig a little deeper into that, you get Terrell Dodson, who beat him last year, in half the number of snaps. And we basically did that every other year as well. Fred Warner's the best linebacker in the NFL, and I'm not sure there's even a close two.
Really?
Do you have a close two?
No, I don't really. I don't think so. I mean, like Demario Davis would be up there for me. But
Demario Davis is in my top
Warner.
5.
He's not Fred Warner.
He's not Fred Warner, no. He's not Fred Warner. Fred's just special. I mean, and you watch him play. It's really hard in modern day football for a linebacker to jump off the page. Fred Warner jumps off the page.
Yes. So who's the vastly inferior number 2?
Well, and athletically, I would say he's just as good. but there's something missing with him. He doesn't pop the way Warner does. It's Roquan Smith. Athletically, he is everything you could ever want out of a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm gonna say something, and this is gonna sound a little crazy to say as I'm talking about a guy being the second best player at his position in the league. Do you not feel like he's been a little disappointing?
No.
When he came out, I honestly thought this was Brian Urlacher 2.0. He could cover. He could rush the passer. He was good against the run. He was everywhere. He had 4.5 speed. He was built like a truck. I don't think he's great at anything. He's just really good at everything.
And he's a pretty good pass rusher. Pretty great pass rusher from the inside.
Oh, it's funny you said that, because if you look at him not in just results, and you don't go highlight based, this is the sack rule. You and I argue about this quite a bit, that just because a guy had like 10 sacks does not mean he's a good pass rusher.
This is what, the win rate argument?
You get some of that, then you get, okay, what happens? This is one of the reasons that I like using PFF. In spite, on top of it having an analytical nature where I can just say he finished 6th or 10th or 25th or whatever the case may be. It takes everything into account. And one of the things that they do really well without explaining it is what happened to your defense on a play where he rushes the passer. It's not great. And it wasn't great in Chicago. It's not great in Baltimore. Yeah, he gets some sacks. Taking him out of coverage also just completely guts the defense, the back half of the defense. And if you don't get home, bad things tend to happen. That's why he doesn't rush at a really, really high rate.
Okay. Most tackles for a Raven last year since Ray Lewis in 2003. He had 158 of them last year. Number 2, Roquan Smith.
He is a very good tackling linebacker.
Mm-hmm. Number 3 for 2024.
You call me a homer here, I don't really care. It's Quincy Williams. He's the closest that I see on a weekly basis to Fred Warner. Because you talk about a dude that comes like he is shot out of a cannon. When he pass rushes, it genuinely looks like he is playing at another speed from anybody else. And by God, if you don't put a hand on him, he will shoot through that line like a missile. Mm-hmm. And he's good in coverage, and he's good against the run. I don't understand why he doesn't get the love that he deserves. You would think playing in a big media market for one of the most popular teams in the league, that it would be really easy for him to get his credit, but he doesn't.
No. I mean, is that because he's not even he doesn't really register as a star on that defense? Because all of the attention on the offensive side of the ball goes to Aaron and his, whatever drama is surrounding him at the moment. On defense, it mostly goes to his brother and to Sauce.
And that's probably it.
He's kind of just an afterthought.
I'm not sure he's even the third best defensive player on his own team. That's just how good that defense is. And that defense is special. Don't get me wrong. It is fantastic.
And is he like one of those players that's a product of that? The rest of the defense is so good, so it allows him to do more things. Or is he just really, really damn good?
Both of those can be true at the same time. Yes. He was miscast in Jacksonville. Then he comes to New York because his brother is here. And Robert Saleh just looks at him as, you are the perfect linebacker for the scheme. Because honestly, if you lined the two of them up next to each other, Quincy Williams and Fred Warner are almost indistinguishable from each other, except that Fred's about 1.5 inches taller. That's it. They're built exactly the same. They run almost exactly the same. I mean, I think both of them are products of a system to a degree. That doesn't mean that for the year of 2024, they're not two of the three best linebackers in the league.
All right, your fourth best linebacker.
This is where you get DeMario Davis. And he and the player at 5 are more of the old hat at linebacker in this league because they're so much older than practically everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
DeMario Davis has been doing this for a long time. Do you know what year he got drafted?
I do not know.
Take a stab at it.
I'll say 2011.
Right on top of it. He is 1 year older than the last college football game. He was drafted in 2012.
Wow.
He has been a top 20 linebacker in the league for 8 straight years. He's been a top 10 linebacker in the league for 5 straight years. The only reason I have him behind Quincy Williams is I think Quincy is ascending, and at 35 years old, it's hard for me to think DeMario Davis is going to be better than he's already been.
Yeah.
He's another one that you put him in that specific system that they in New Orleans, and he is otherworldly good.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets
and
had
another
him
one
twice.
of those that can do all of the things. Pursue, tackle, pretty good in coverage as well.
I would say he
can
is
get
the
after
best
a quarterback too.
I would say DeMario Davis is the best linebacker in the NFL if you take everything into account.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the system, just straight up talent. I think he is the most talented linebacker in the NFL because he can do anything in any system, and he's done it. He was in Cleveland, he was with the Jets twice, and now he really found his own in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. All right, at number 5.
5 is C.J. Mosley. At 32 years old, he's still that good.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I know there are some metrics that say, well, against the run and blah, 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 blah. Okay. He is asked to do something completely different in New York than he did in Baltimore. And he's coming off the best year of his career. Now, he had 2 bad ones in a row. He had the 2020 year that he sat out for COVID. 21 was awful, and I think he got hurt in 21 and then got hurt again in 22.
Mm-hmm.
And it never seemed like it clicked, and last year I saw the guy that they were paying unbelievable money to. It was a foregone conclusion that he was going to get cut during the 23 season until about halfway through. And it was, well, you can't replace him. So how in the world would you let him go? Because, yes, he is expensive, but he's also invaluable to this defense.
Yep. Hard to turn loose a guy who's pulling down 150 sacks every year, or 150 tackles every year.
If he had 150 sacks, he would have been number 1 on this list by a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be incredible. In fact, I'm going to do 150 sacks in the new college football game in 1 year. That's my new goal. You only have to average 15 a game. Let's see. Next up, number 6 in the top 13 linebackers for the upcoming year.
He's coming off a slightly down year. He wasn't, and he is getting older, but he's another one, like the previous 2, that you're the old hat at linebacker in this league. It's Levante David. All the things I just said about DeMario Davis, I could say almost the exact same thing about Levante David if you take last year out. He had been top 12. I want to say he was never rated worse than 12 for 7 straight years. Last year he was more middle of the pack, but I feel like that's just because of how bad that defense actually was. Mm-hmm. And he was having to make up for Devin White, who is
precisely.
Whew, he's got a half-life that I don't understand. He's about half as good year to year as he was the previous year. And now we've gotten to a point of Philadelphia Eagle fans actually think he is going to improve their defense. Really?
Only if he plays sparingly. Maybe you can find a scheme in which you don't need him to ever be back in coverage or what. It's above my pay grade, but you can no longer rely on him down in and down out, which ended up being the case in Tampa where they just completely cut him loose. Levante David's one of the greats of all time. First ballot Hall of Famer. This guy is incredible. The fact that he continues to be as effective as he is. I mean, but this is where you stick those old guys. I mean, hell, we've been through, how many is that now? There's three 30-plus-year-old off-ball linebackers that we've taken in a row here.
And Quincy Williams is almost 28 years old. Fred Warner's almost 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure off the top of my head how old Roquan is. He's got to be somewhere in that ballpark, 27.
Yep.
So I mean, just think about that. With all the players in the league, top 6 linebackers, none of them are younger than 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the only position in the NFL I could say that about.
I mean, it's the quarterback of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, these are the guys that are calling the plays. You just have, you build up so many smarts of how to play that position over the years. At number 7,
TJ Edwards. He's had one mediocre year in his entire career. 2 teams, none of it's mattered. He's just really, really good. And I'll be honest with you, as good as that Bears defense was, Montez Sweat gets a lot of credit. TJ Edwards deserves a pretty good amount of it too. I know he was there before Sweat, and that defense wasn't as good, but it was vastly improved from what it was.
Mm-hmm. Number 8.
8 was where it got tough for me because I don't really want to call this guy a linebacker, but I think I have to because he doesn't fit anywhere else. It's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. This was the easiest draft evaluation I think I've ever had, and he fell because of the heart condition. But I remember specifically you and I doing the draft, and he went at 52 to the Cleveland Browns. And I looked at you and said, there is no miss in that pick.
Nope.
There are only 2 ways this can go. He's either going to be really good or he's going to be great. And I think this is the year that we see great. Because he's the first one that I have said that's under 27 years old. He's not even 25 yet. And he is elite in coverage. He is an elite pass rusher. The only thing is he does get washed out by the run. And that's why it's hard for me to call him a linebacker. He's really more of a safety that plays in the box.
Right.
But that's okay.
Now, how about number 9?
Patrick Queen. Yes, he is hyper-aggressive. Yes, he is a good pass rusher. Yes, sometimes that burns him. And in terms of, is he great against the run? No. He makes plays. He makes plays, and there are times that he is borderline elite. I think Patrick Queen is a victim of the fact of how bad he started in Baltimore. Then they put Roquan next to him, and all of a sudden you saw, oh, that's why you took him in the first round. He can't be the only player on the defense, at least at the linebacker level. He proved that in the first 2 years. But if he's got somebody that's rangy that allows him to be the bat out of hell, he's just fine.
At number 10.
This is a more of an old hat, and if he's on the field, he's this good. The problem is he's had some injury issues. It's Matt Milano. I still think he is phenomenal.
I was going to say, is he healthy for this season?
He was at OTAs. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
Will he necessarily start the year? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we treat Matt Milano like he's 37 years old. He's the 3rd youngest linebacker on this list so far.
Right.
He's only
30
29
years old. Yeah. Turns 30 this month at some point.
Is it this month?
No.
Yes,
I believe so.
No, he's in March.
Oh, he's in March.
His birthday's the day after mine.
Okay.
I knew there was a reason that was
Okay.
ringing that it couldn't possibly be true.
I thought.
Yeah, his birthday's the day after mine.
All right. And then
we've got 3 more that are, I think you're about to see the star turn with them, even if you haven't actually seen it yet.
Okay.
Frankie Louvu is the first one for me because I think he is not great in coverage. He's fine. He's passable. But I think you're going to see an absolute star turn for him in Washington. I don't love how he fit in Carolina. I love how he fits with Dan Quinn. And look, this is a guy I got to see up close and personal with the Jets for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Hyper talented, hyper competitive. Just very much the kind of guy I want on my football team.
And playing next to Bobby Wagner should be pretty good for him as well.
And he's, Ron Rogers said that in our YouTube chat too. Having Bobby Wagner next to him is a big deal.
Absolutely. Number 12?
12 for me. Oh, lost my space. Nick Bolton. You remember I loved him coming out. The injury thing does bother me with him. But now as this defense gets thinner and younger, and he's looked to, I want to say as almost as a veteran presence, I think he's really going to steer into the skid with that. He's insanely talented. Great against the run. Really holds up in coverage. You just don't see him rush the passer as much. And you get to this point in the list, there's something every one of these guys don't do consistently. And it may not be that they can't do it, they're just not asked to. I love Bolton, and I think this is a star turn year for him.
All right, and the final of the top 13 linebackers for 2024.
This is, and this might be a little bit of, I don't want to say projection. I just love the guy, and I think he belongs on this list. It's Logan Wilson of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
He had that 1 year in 22 that to me was just special. And if he could find that again, he's a top 10 linebacker in the league. The only thing is that he's 28 years old, and I've only really seen him have 2 years that were that good. And one of them was better than the other. But I do think he belongs on this list.
Yep. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. We'll continue the top 13s after the top of the hour. We'll talk running backs for 2024.
There are a lot of so-called fast food.
Clear.
But do any of them have the Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, crispy fries, everyone's favorite nugs, and a junior for just $5 like Wendy's Biggie Bag? Nope. And that's why no other deals can be called the Wendy's Biggie Bag. That and a little thing called plagiarism. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Includes choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All the ingredients for family.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though, we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but a nice cool down coming late week, but there's going to be decent chances of showers, thunderstorms. So next couple of days, we're still near 90. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. A few showers, thunderstorms around each afternoon. I think Wednesday more likely. Overnight lows will stay most likely in the mid-upper 60s. And then by Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are likely 85. By Friday, we might not hit 80. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based.
Hey, here we go.
So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMFX Waynesville, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Pay. That's pay. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment. Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat. You're definitely going to want to be in on the chat with us tomorrow. This will be our final ESPN radio show of the week. I'll be on vacation after tomorrow. And
I will be doing nothing but playing the college football game.
Tomorrow, we are going to be live streaming YouTube only because the FCC will not allow us to say the things that we really want to say to each other while we're playing the college football 25 game that gets released at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It is all happening, Jeremy. Finally, after 11 years of waiting, the tradition of college football returns to your living room.
I am ecstatic. I've been this happy few days in my life. I told Amy, she came in for lunch, and I said, I feel like I'm a kid all over again, and I'm going to the doctor to get my wisdom teeth taken out, and Mom bought me Madden, and I get to go home and play it just for like 5 straight days.
It's going to be great. For those of us who have been missing this game for over a decade, it is finally back.
Before we move off of linebackers,
yes, sir?
Ben Whitley asked in the YouTube comments, and Ron Rogers commented this name as well, about Foye Oluokun. I think he is
where does he
hyper talented. He would have been 14.
Okay. What is it about him that you love so much?
Well, I think he has about as much raw talent as anybody you'll see. You can move him around. He's a Yale guy. I don't know that he's ever going to take that star turn because he was productive, if not efficient in Atlanta. Then he goes to Jacksonville, and he's been really good. He just hasn't quite taken the star turn yet. And you never know. He might do it this year. I feel like we're dismissing Jacksonville. The more I hear people talk about Jacksonville, the more I think, man, that team could really come up and bite you if you're not careful.
Yeah, but are they a contender?
Playoff contender?
Could you see
Absolutely.
a window where they're a contender? I mean like an actual contender.
Well,
that's why they get overlooked.
It depends on if Trevor Lawrence becomes who he was supposed to be, and I'll equate him to Oluokun. I know you have the talent to be better than you are. I don't know if from the top down Jacksonville has the infrastructure for you to do that.
Yeah, there are just some teams that you're never going to get me on board with preseason, and Jacksonville is probably going to be one of those. If Jacksonville had the same kind of Houston Texans type loaded roster, I would feel worse about Jacksonville than I do Houston. And maybe that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to some people, but it's just I have very little faith in some franchises, and although Houston would be in that category as well. Of all the franchises that you can never trust in the NFL, that bottom tier has to include the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans, the Cleveland Browns, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Carolina Panthers.
You'll pretty quickly realize that, we could have 4 different names at 2. We can't have any other name at 1.
Precisely. He's proven it over and over and over again now, and it doesn't matter whether he has the star wide receiver or not. Obviously, we've never seen him without the star tight end, at least not for any longer than just a couple of games when Travis Kelce got injured. But Patrick Mahomes is the standard, I think, on and off the field, which just makes him a rare case and in a class all by himself.
Well, I mean, if you want a identifiable way to look at this, Pat Mahomes has had 5 90-plus PFF rating years. Lamar Jackson's had 2, and he won the MVP in both of them.
Mm-hmm.
He is the closest thing we have ever had to Tom Brady. I think he has already eclipsed him. And if you don't, I feel pretty sure that you'll feel like he has within the next handful of years.
Maybe so. He's got to hit that number, though.
He doesn't for me.
You gotta have the championships. At number 2,
I'm going to ask, who is your 2? I just want to see if we have the same name because we didn't talk about this beforehand.
My 2 is Josh Allen.
My 2 is Joe Burrow.
Really?
I agree with ESPN on this. They put out their list this morning. Mahomes was 1, Burrow was 2, Allen was 3, and that's exactly where I'm at.
Injuries play any factor in that for you?
They do. I do worry about Burrow and coming off the wrist and the things that he has had happen.
Mm-hmm.
I also look at the fact he's played 1 fully healthy year. Got to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The second fully healthy year, he wound up in the AFC Championship game. Lost at the last second to the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Allen has only gotten there once.
Right.
And didn't win it.
The injuries are the thing that pushes him down for me. Because while I can't trust Josh Allen to hold on to the damn football, I can trust him to play more than I can trust Joe Burrow to play.
And
Burrow's incredible, and this is not, hey, one is way far better than the other one. To me,
I think one is far and away better than the other.
To me, it's a 2A, 2B situation, and I push one up because he's more available than the other.
I guess the thing that irks me about that is that you say that, and yet he's only been hurt twice. I mean, yeah, they both ended seasons, but one of them, it was a knee injury behind the worst offensive line in the NFL. The other one was a fluke thing with a wrist. I mean, I'm not worried about the wrist reoccurring, are you?
No.
I mean, the doctor that did it basically said there is absolutely no reason to think it would happen again.
No.
ACL, I mean, ACL's, it's a pain, and it's not a good thing. But I don't really worry about that happening again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
we
it bad
just
luck?
hammered
Of
Joe
course.
Burrow for being injury prone a lot for a guy that's missed 13 games total in 4 years. It's not like he misses 5 games every season.
Just every other season. See, when you only been in 4 years, you've already had 2 season-ending injuries. That's concerning to me. I'm not concerned about the individual injuries. Some guys are snake bit. Some guys have bad luck.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Is Lamar Jackson injury prone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much so.
What irks me
he's
is
had
when
the same
people will say
situation.
yes to Burrow and no on Lamar Jackson because Lamar has missed
Oh, you
games in
can't.
5 straight years.
Yes. I mean, how many, like you said, it feels like 5 straight years we're always talking about, oh, well, they're hurt at the end of the season. Lamar's a part of that scenario, too, because at least 2 of those playoff runs he wasn't available for, I believe.
Just one.
Just one of them? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, the other one was he missed the last 4 games of the season and then came back and lost the playoff game.
Yes.
See, to me, that kind of jives is the same thing in my head. I know it's different, but that's where my mind's at. If you're not available for your team down the stretch, then it is a major problem.
Is Dak Prescott injury prone?
I don't know. Is he?
If you say no, then you can't say it on Joe Burrow because he's actually missed more time with 2 season-ending injuries.
Yeah, I hadn't.
Well, one season ender and one season derailer. That's one of them happened in the middle of the year.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I will say he also falls into that category.
And I don't put Dak in that, and I don't put Joe Burrow in that either. Now, if it happens the 3rd time, now we can talk.
All right. At number 3, you've got Josh Allen.
Yes. And look, he's a special talent. There are basically Josh Allen is take wherever you have Jalen Hurts. You'll hear where I have him later in this hour. But Josh Allen is all of the good with Jalen Hurts with 10 times better of an arm. Oh, and he's faster than Jalen Hurts too.
Mm-hmm.
The problem now is that I think you missed your window. And now I can't unsee him in that Dan Fouts, Drew Brees in San Diego, Phillip Rivers, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino. You just never had what was around you because free agents don't want to play in Buffalo. You're not drafting at high enough of a level to compete with the Kansas Cities.
Mm-hmm.
You had lightning in a bottle. I'm just not sure you're going to be able to duplicate that. And so now you've got Josh Allen back there basically by himself.
Right. Maybe one of the saddest stories, in NFL history, or disappointing stories in NFL history. Josh Allen may end up being one of these quarterbacks, like you said, that just can't get it done.
In the
Some of it's on him,
story,
a lot of it's around the team around him.
In the ESPN.com story, they compared him to Luka Doncic, and now I can't unsee that.
Okay.
He's a volume scorer. He's always going to make you competitive. He's just not a guy that necessarily makes guys around him better. He's special talent-wise. I can't, and I think I said this a couple weeks ago, I can't look at any player that Josh Allen has made better. And until I do, it's hard for me to have him really in the same league as Burrow, and you're definitely not in the same league as Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is to a point where I think he could play with 5 dudes that he met at Home Depot, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Can you get open occasionally? Well, I'll throw you open enough to make up for any other deficiency.
Right. All right, Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills coming in at number 3. Buffalo Bills fans still have those high hopes that we're still Super Bowl contenders. You have a Super Bowl contending quarterback. The rest of that team is not Super Bowl contending.
Correct.
And it's kind of sad. It is very sad.
I mean, I hate to see it for all of our Buffalo Bill fan friends.
Yeah, you had a prime opportunity, and you'll forever be that team, or at least this era, the team that always ran up against Patrick Mahomes and couldn't get it done. Or you ran up against your own coach in Sean McDermott. You had the talent to win, didn't have the leadership to win. I think a big part of that in retrospect is going to fall on his shoulders.
It should.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Will continue. Top 13 quarterbacks for 2024 up next.
In this week's Marketers Report,
Yeah, we're clear.
Thank you. From Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls,
See you later, Dad.
all the ingredients for family.
The Sportsocracy.
One thing that you're going to have to remember, one most important factor, is to protect your quarterback, me.
Back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, live from the Ingalls studio. Talking top 13 quarterbacks for the 2024 season. Don't forget that you can get all of the latest breaking news with our sister station, News Radio 570, WWNC special show this afternoon. They're going to be, Mark Starling will be hosting a First News on 570 special at 3 o'clock, so immediately following our program here down the hallway at 570. They will be opening up the phone lines, taking local calls, local opinions, local thoughts, reactions to the events that happened over the weekend. Jeremy and I were in Charlotte at the Scott Fish Bowl draft.
It was one of the wildest moments of my entire life.
It was crazy.
A room full of media guys finding out about a presidential candidate assassination attempt in real time.
Yeah, it was it was wild, and we definitely live in a different world than we did back on Saturday afternoon. Just lots of things to think about, lots of things to unpack, lots of things to worry about if you're a parent in this world. But you want to get those hear the thoughts and opinions of your fellow Ashevilleans, Buncombe Countyans. You tune in to 570 WWNC, 3 o'clock this afternoon, 3 to 6. First News on 570, special edition following the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
I'm shocked he didn't rope you into that.
No, it's it's one of those things. Like I've got a lot to do here. 3 shows in one day. That's a little too much, especially on the last day before a vacation. So
that was why I thought he was going to talk you into doing it, because it's the last day.
Yeah, because you're going to be off the rest of the week. You can come in and do this, but they'll be holding it down over there on 570 without me. Top 13 quarterbacks in the NFL for 2024. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. He's in a league all by himself. Number 2, Joe Burrow. And Flostradamus has Josh Allen at number 3. So there's only one name left for number 4 for me.
It is for me too.
Is it Lamar Jackson?
No.
C.J.
Stroud.
Okay. All right.
Fact or fiction? You tell me where I'm wrong here. If you had to bet your house on a quarterback winning a Super Bowl in the next 5 years, is it Lamar Jackson or C.J. Stroud?
It would be C.J. Stroud.
Then how the hell do you have Lamar Jackson ahead of him?
Because
you can't tell me one of them's got a better front office than the other one.
No.
I'm not going to even kind of listen to that.
No, not at all. But the trajectory of the Baltimore Ravens trajectory has been steady, but they have not been winning Super Bowls. The Houston Texans are on the rise. So if I had to make a guess at which one was going to win a title in the next 5 years, it would be Houston, but that doesn't mean I think C.J. Stroud is better at this stage of his career than Lamar Jackson.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
The kid's only been in the league 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not go too crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that's all well and good. I want you to tell me where I'm wrong.
Okay.
If C.J. Stroud was the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens this year, you would give them a better chance to win the Super Bowl than with Lamar Jackson. Fact or fiction?
I don't think that's true.
It's definitely true for me. Now, let me give you this on the opposite side. Do you actually think Houston would make it further in the playoffs with Lamar Jackson?
No.
The answer is no. The answer is no. I mean, now, if you don't want to take it the Stroud to Baltimore side, okay. I think it's undeniable, the Lamar to Houston side. I cannot have you in front of and look, I know Lamar's got 2 MVPs. I got it. I've got the book on Lamar Jackson. He gets hit a lot. And over the course of the year, he starts to wear down. It's happened 5 years in a row. I'm not saying he's not elite. I'm not saying that under any stretch of the imagination. Here's what I am saying. There is a young kid. You say, oh, I've only seen it for 1 year. I didn't need to see it for 1 year out of Pat Mahomes. I saw it for 1 game. Now, I didn't have him this high. I have seen the recipe of how to beat Lamar Jackson numerous times. I have seen the recipe on how to beat C.J. Stroud 1 time. And it took, well, that's not true. I've seen it twice, done 2 completely different ways. There are 2 teams in the NFL that are built defensively to beat that team. It's the Jets and the Browns. That's it. The Jets embarrassed them. They got their shot at Cleveland. They embarrassed Cleveland. I don't know that they can beat Kansas City. I would not wager any other team in the NFL against them right now. Them in Cincinnati feels like a divisional round game on a collision course for each other.
Right.
And the winner gets to try to knock off Kansas City. This is not a shot at Lamar Jackson. He's still as elite as he would have been a year ago. He's as good as he was a year ago. They just had the best record in the NFL. The problem is that you went into the playoffs and you looked awful. Kansas City annihilated you, and you are a lot of the problem. It's not that I think that I know C.J. Stroud can do it. It's that I'm way more comfortable that Lamar can't.
Okay.
And then
what
Lamar
is
is my
that
5.
Makes, but what is it that makes you believe so much in C.J. Stroud? Like, technically speaking, what is it that he has done so well in that 1 year that makes you think this is sustainable, this is repeatable, he is no doubt elite?
So I told you coming into the draft, the year that he got drafted, that in terms of physical talent, he had all of it. My problem was with how he discerned an offense and what he was asked to do at Ohio State. I did not think that anybody that was good enough to make decisions like that down the field would not be put in the situation that Ryan Day put him in. It took me about 6 games to go, in terms of decision-making, I'd put him in the top 5 right now at 21 years old. 22 years old, excuse me. Mm-hmm. And it's only going to get better. Seeing what C.J. Stroud did made me I'll fait accompli. I was wrong. I judged him on what I had never seen him do, and I treated it like he couldn't. And the reason is because I didn't think any coach with an IQ above salad dressing would not use that if they had it. Now I'm all in on C.J. Stroud, and I'm 100% all out on Ryan Day.
Yep.
He is that good. I mean, in terms of physical talent, he is that good. And you saw it in droves last year. He had 5 interceptions as a rookie. That's unheard of.
It's very impressive. At number 5.
Lamar Jackson.
Thank you. I just want to make sure you weren't going too crazy on that.
No. I mean, look, like I said, this is more a compliment of C.J. Stroud than it is an indictment of Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do it, you have to explain it. And I've got to see it. That's not how scouting works. I mean, yeah, I've seen it once. I've seen all the talent there. Could it boo-boo in my punch bowl? Sure. But I will take the risk that he can't duplicate what he did last year. I think he'll be better than that Lamar Jackson at this stage in his career is all of a sudden going to become this clutch player that he's never been before.
It's the clutch play that dings him. The fact that he either, 1, can't stay healthy enough to be effective in the playoffs, or 2, just doesn't have it in the playoffs. I mean, how many players over the years have we seen go to, multiple playoff trips and not be able to win? If you're going to be an elite company, obviously that is a big check mark that you want to have. 2 MVPs and championship of the regular season, that's awesome. But when it comes down to crunch time, putting up the best stats of your career passing-wise is great. And he's done that in both of his MVP years. Put up huge stats. Awesome. But what did it translate to on the field?
Just
pretty much the same thing.
All right. And I'm going to give you one more piece of little stat. Okay. And you tell me where I'm wrong here. In terms of career playoff record, C.J. Stroud's going into his 2nd year. He has 1 playoff win. Lamar Jackson's going into his 7th. He has 2. Mm-hmm. Career playoff record. Do you know who is around Lamar Jackson? Jim Everett, Jim Harbaugh, Vinny Testaverde, Michael Vick, Ryan Tannehill, Ken Anderson, Jake Plummer, Jeff Garcia, Chad Pennington, Tony Romo, Alex Smith, and Dak Prescott. You hear any elite names on that list? Do you even hear any really good names on that list?
No. I mean, good names.
They're fine.
Good,
Did you ever think anybody I just said was elite?
No.
Frankly,
no,
I'm being overly complimentary of a guy that's been god-awful in the playoffs. I get it. He's great. In October. Yep. Let me see you be great in January and we can talk. Until then, you're capped at 4 or 5.
And here he comes in at number 5 and the top 13 quarterbacks for the 2024 NFL season. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. When we come back from the break, it'll be time to get weird.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather.
Clear.
ESPN
Somebody just honked a car horn outside, and I almost said an obscenity really loud.
But there's going to be decent chances of showers, thunderstorms. So next couple of days, we're still near 90. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. A few showers, thunderstorms around each afternoon. I think Wednesday more likely. Overnight lows will stay most likely in the mid-upper 60s. And then by Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are likely 85. By Friday, we might not hit 80. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Asheville Smiles has been featured in national publications like Good Housekeeping and Woman's Day. And check out this 5-star Google review. My dental experience was wonderful. I cannot say enough about Dr. Merrill and her amazing team at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. Dr. Merrill took time to explain everything. She made me feel relaxed and confident that I was in good hands. I apologize for those tears at your office. Those were tears of joy. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Dr. Merrill, for the hope to get my smile back. Check out Asheville Smiles online at ashevillesmiles.com.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage.
Get into summer with iHeart 80s. iHeart 80s goes commercial free this weekend and every weekend. Open the app, search iHeart 80s, and start listening now. Free never sounded so good.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
We are back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Jeremy, I know you're all about the road trips. You love road trips. We're going on a huge road trip for the football season. The Living the Dream tour with our good friends at Ingles Supermarkets, Parks Ford, Hendersonville, and, of course, Dale's Pale Ale. We took the Parks Ford mobile studio to the Scott Fish Bowl Saturday in Charlotte. It was my first time getting to drive it. I only got to drive it, though, when Jeremy wasn't in the car, which he wouldn't let me drive.
Well, you got to understand, I've hated driving cars basically my whole life. I was never that kid that wanted to go fast, and I didn't care all that much about getting my driver's license. And now I have with the Parks Ford Mobile Studio, which we still need a name for, by the way. I have learned that I just wasn't driving the right kind of car. Because this car, I enjoy driving a lot.
It is quite nice once you get used to it. Still waiting for my chance to get used to it, but it'll be all fine.
Don't worry, you're making half the drive to Ohio because I'm going to take a nap in the back seat like you did to Charlotte.
This thing's got so much room in the back seat. I was just like, you know what? I can just crawl up in the floor and go to sleep.
I'm going to put a twin bed mattress in the back seat. You got that in my head, and now I'm going to do it.
That's not a bad idea. Just flip those seats up. There's plenty of room back there, I'm sure. Very spacious vehicle. We are appreciative of all of our partners sending us on the road trip. But one thing to do on road trips is to make little side stops. And I found a place for you, Jeremy. I know you want to take the old RV trip out to outdo Route 66. That's one of those things that I had always thought would be a cool thing. In northern Arizona, there's a special place that might be at least the United States' largest private collection of coprolites. And they're all on display in a place called the Pooseum. The Pooseum, it's a museum dedicated to what?
Potty things?
It's all it's fossilized poo. I ran across this story highlighting the Pooseum that is in the little town of Williams, which is known for they've got a railway to for the Grand Canyon National Park. You can pick up there. They've got like Wild West shows still out there. This whole town is kind of like if you've had kids in the last 10, 15 years, then you remember the Cars movies. It's kind of like that, like Radiator Springs. It's got that throwback 1950s look, neon signs everywhere. There's 50s music playing in the background. And right around the corner from all of this is the Pooseum that features 7,000 samples that have been found from minuscule termite droppings to a 20-pound Tyrannosaurus turd. I feel like this is a place that we need to go at some point.
Out.
Maybe we'll make a West Coast trip at some point. We'll go to the Pooseum. It'll be fun.
I'm out.
Look, kids. Prehistoric corn.
I'm out. No,
not doing it.
Tank, you're the baseball lover in this here
Yes,
program. Are you familiar with the Sioux City Explorers?
The Sioux City Explorers. I've never heard of them.
They play in the American Association of Professional Baseball. It's not affiliated with Major League Baseball, but it does partner with it. I have absolutely no idea what that means, but it's how it was written in the AP story. Well, over the last 2 weeks, they've had a bit of a problem. Bullpen, not been great. Starting pitching, not been great. And they've had some injuries. So they had to make a call to a former great explorer. His name is J.D. Shelton. He has shown up. He's pitched 2 games. He's gone 12 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 2-0 record. His first game, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and pitched 100 pitches and had not pitched in several years for the Explorers.
Okay.
Now, why am I telling you this story?
Because he has 1 arm.
No, he does not.
Because he's 67 years old.
You're close. He's 44, and he's an Iowa State member of their House of Representatives.
Oh.
He went to pitch for a minor league team. He was volunteering at a music festival when they called. He shows up to pitch 90 minutes after they called. Beat the Milwaukee Milkmen. Swear to you, that is the name of the team. And now is an active member of the roster.
Wow.
He is 6'6". He led Nebraska to the College World Series in 2002. Pitched for the Explorers for many years while he was trying to make a professional baseball career. But they were out of pitchers and they needed somebody. So they called their congressman.
I love every bit of this story. Just showing that at some level, there are at least some of us that are over 40 that are still worth something.
I mean, baseball's the only sport you can do that in.
Obviously. I don't know. I've seen like hockey goalies get called up like that.
Okay, hockey's different. Hockey you could do.
Like in minor leagues, you can play goalie if you're 50. I don't think there's really another one. You obviously wouldn't see this in football.
Well, and you definitely wouldn't see it in basketball, although I do think John Fetterman at this point is a better basketball player than Bronny James. So,
Man, taking all the shots. Even after you put him on probation.
It's okay.
Still can't stay away from it. Let's get back to the top 13 quarterbacks in the NFL for 2024. Number 6. Lamar Jackson was at 5. So who's number 6?
6 was the hardest one for me because I couldn't figure out if I wanted to go with the guy that I've seen do it and I know can do it, or if I wanted to take a stab in the dark on talent.
Mm-hmm.
I went all reliable. My 6 is Matthew Stafford. My 7's Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
There's a merit to having a vet quarterback that I know can win games at the highest level. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to be real honest with you. There's a tier of guys coming up after this. Well, one more and then after this. That I don't know that you can win. I don't know. Either I don't know that you can win. I don't know how good you actually are. I feel like you need to be propped up by the talent around you. I know 6, 7, and 8 are veteran guys. And by the way, 8's Jared Goff. I know all 3 of these guys are veterans that have won at the highest level. And if you're telling me for 1 year, I've got to have a guy that can do that, I'm going to trust that more than Brock Purdy or Jordan Love or Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert. I just do.
And the fact that all of these guys could have amazing years.
They all have amazing supporting cast, too.
Well, and like last year, Matthew Stafford had one of his best seasons at 35 years old. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, we had high hopes for that team last year. And should he play, he has an amazing cast around him to win a lot of games and put up big stats and all of that. And then Jared Goff, he just fits Detroit so well. Thrived in that system last year, and it's only going to get better.
Oh, and by the way, you said
continues to gel and believe in each other.
You said Matthew Stafford just had one of his best years. You had too many words there. He just had his best year.
The best year.
Best year he's had in his career. You go analytically, statistically, any of those things. It was the best year of his career with a rookie number 2 and a broken down number 1.
Question is, can he do it again? Because
I think so.
Nothing changed in that scenario.
If for nothing else, because his wife came out and told everybody that she slept with his backup. I mean, if anything's going to incite you to have another career year, that's probably it.
Wait, what?
Have you not heard this story?
I have not heard this story.
Yeah, Kelly Stafford said she dated the backup at Georgia before she dated Matt. Why you would say that out loud, I have no clue.
Dude, that's an old story, though. That was an
2 weeks ago?
No, that came out a while back.
She just came out and said it 2 weeks ago.
This was when they were in school. Because it was when they were in school, right?
Yes.
She dated him before Matt.
Yes.
Yeah, we had known that for a while. Let's see.
I'll put it this way. On the national landscape, they must not have been paying attention. Maybe you knew that because you were reading UGA.com, but the rest of us didn't.
At number 9.
9 for me is Justin Herbert. This is where, okay, the talent has to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think Justin Herbert is hyper talented. I am more interested in the Chargers than practically any team in the league going into this year. Justin Herbert, also the QB1 on my Scott Fishbowl team.
That he is.
I don't know what to do with it. Do you think I should have him higher than this?
I do.
I don't.
I think to me, I still feel like the talent on him is so good and the ceiling is so high that in a ranking of quarterbacks, I would have had him ahead of the veterans. Not by much, but just on projection. Do you think that he is a can't-win quarterback? Because I hear a lot of that in football circles, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because I feel like he's got all the talent in the world. He just hasn't had the best of luck so far. Bad coaching, injury-riddled teams. I feel like he is the baby's being thrown out with the bathwater, so to speak, on him too soon. Of that he's not a winner, he's not elite.
I don't think he's elite. I think he's really talented. I think he puts up a lot of numbers. I think he's very physically imposing. I don't know that the infrastructure around him is – I'm afraid he's going to be like Dan Fouts and Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers. Mm-hmm. This team does a great job of finding quarterbacks. They do not do a great job of propping up quarterbacks. And I am worried about that. And here would be my argument. If Justin Herbert was the starting quarterback of the Detroit Lions, do you feel like they have a better shot to win a Super Bowl? Because I don't.
I mean, yeah, probably. Talent-wise, I think he's better.
But it's not just talent-wise.
Oh, yeah. It's leading the team, knowing the system, all those things.
Well, and ability to clutch ability, and there's a lot more that goes into it than that. I've never seen Herbert do it. I'm not telling you he can't do it. He's just now 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're telling me I'm the Lions or I'm the Jets or I'm the Rams and I think I have a shot to actually make a run at a Super Bowl, give me the veteran. For the long term, it's Herbert for sure. This is for the year of 2024. And I'm much happier with the bet.
In the YouTube comments, Gambit fan says Justin Herbert's going to be a statistical darling, but not see a lot of actual success. So you're saying he's Matt Stafford. And then William Workman says that Herbert's coaching over the past few years wouldn't have worked at UNC Charlotte, let alone in the NFL.
He's not wrong.
Man, I don't agree. I don't disagree with that either.
He's not wrong. The only thing I would caution you of is that, Kellen Moore is not a bad offensive coach. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Brandon Staley's I can't say any of those words on this show. He is an absolute moron.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean his offensive coaching was terrible. And he also had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Josh Palmer, Austin Eckler, and he just didn't really win anything. There's a lot of talent on that team for you to not be able to win at all. You got to the playoffs once. That's kind of an indictment on you. And now you're getting paid.
Like Josh Allen. You think Josh Allen would have taken that team farther?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I think every quarterback in front of Justin Herbert would have taken them further. I think every quarterback in front of them would not have lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs 2 years ago. Look, Brandon Staley catches a lot of flack about that. Justin Herbert should catch just as much. Because at some point, if you're the leader of the team, you got to go, run the damn ball. I haven't gotten to say that in a while, and it's very fitting that the first time I get to bring it back is on College Football 25 Day.
At number 10,
Dak Prescott. If we're being really honest, how much of a difference is there actually between Dak and Justin Herbert?
Not much.
That's where I got to. I do think Herbert is more talented. I'm just not sure that they're not going to have careers that are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Just like was said in the YouTube chat, they're going to put up great stats and you're not going to win squat. And that's my fear, is that they do end up looking like the AFC and NFC version of each other.
Right. Dak Prescott had MVP-level numbers last year, and it still wasn't enough to lift the Dallas Cowboys. Constantly, year in and year out, the projections, the hopes for this team are so high that they never meet it. They never meet the expectation. Saw an article where Terrell Owens, he was playing in the celebrity softball game yesterday, and they asked him about the upcoming season, and he proclaimed that Texas now belongs to the Houston Texans. That it's not going to be a pretty year for the Dallas Cowboys.
I would tend to agree.
We all know. We all know. We have all said the same thing, or at least everybody that is on a microphone right now. We've said the same thing. And I think more and more Cowboys fans need to come to grips with that before you have another ultimate letdown season. At number 11,
Trevor Lawrence. This is all talent because the next three all have one thing in common. Mm-hmm. Your good's really good. Your bad is not great. And one of you has an injury history that just terrifies me.
Okay.
Because Jalen Hurts is 12 and Tua Tagovailoa is 13. I know there's good. Is the good because you're propped up by the talent around you? Is the good because you were playing in a bad division? But all three of these guys have that in common at different times in their careers. Can you be an elite top 10 quarterback? I can't definitively say yes on any of them. I believed in Jalen Hurts for a year, and it was about the time I finally went, okay, you know what? He's better than I thought he was. He reverted back to exactly the same guy I always thought he was. And I don't know what to do with him. Trevor has all the talent in the world. That was my goal at the Scott Fish Bowl, was to go Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, get two quarterbacks that look alike, play alike, and success rate's about the same.
Trevor needs to take the step. There's no doubt about that. The turnovers are the thing that kills me about him. It's just the same Josh Allen syndrome. And I can't feel great about it if you keep turning the ball over like you do. Jalen Hurts, he was in the top 5 of this list last year, but last year was just that bad.
Last year was brutal. Last year was absolutely, unequivocally brutal. By the way, you were talking about turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence has one fewer turnover than Patrick Mahomes in the last 5 years. Is there something about that stat that strikes you as strange?
No, what's that?
How long has Trevor Lawrence been in the league?
Long? 3 years.
There you go.
2 more years.
This is year 4, and he's missed some games.
That's incredible.
He does turn the ball over a lot.
Yes.
He only has 28 fewer than Josh Allen in 32 fewer games.
Mm-hmm. He had 21 turnovers last year. I just can't put a lot of faith into somebody who doesn't hold on to the ball.
There's only been one quarterback in NFL history that was on a trajectory for first 5-year turnovers similar to Trevor Lawrence that made it all 5 years. It's Jameis Winston.
Historic levels of turning the ball over.
Crazy level.
Yep. Jalen Hurts at 12. You got Tua at 13.
Tua is he's the first quarterback to me that is good. I don't think there's anything great about Tua. But there's a merit to that. I mean, to me, there's not a huge difference between Tua Tagovailoa and Brock Purdy. You play in a system that is meant to get the ball out of your hand, get it in the playmaker's hand. You got to make the right decision, and that's all you're asked to do.
Would Purdy have been next on your list?
No. Kyler Murray would have been 14. Jordan Love would have been 15. Kirk Cousins would have been 16, and then you probably would have gotten Brock Purdy at 17.
Okay.
Because there's one problem with Purdy is, could he do this anywhere else? Like, if you put him with the New York Jets, what happens? They go 7-10. I've already seen that.
I was going to say Tua falls into that category as well. Like if you took Tua and put him in New England, do you think that he would have MVP type numbers?
No, but I think the team would be better
for that. I don't disagree that they would be better. I'm just saying he wouldn't be near what he is without the talent that is around him. I think he's isolated or cushioned in that way.
No doubt.
I'm saying that's a bad thing. When I have a quarterback that ain't that great, I want to put the best weapons around him, and that's what Miami has done with Tua. I give him credit for that. But I don't know if the talent's as great as the numbers make him look. That's your top 13 quarterbacks 2024 here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. One more hour of the radio week. 2 more hours, Jeremy, until the release of College Football 25. We'll have another hour coming your way after the top of the hour break here, and then we'll talk running backs in the NFL. Plus, it'll be time for us to plant our flags and choose our College Football 25 playoff teams for the first ever Sportsocracy Bowl Series tomorrow, streaming only on the YouTubes.
It's Christmas in July, Saturday, July.
Now we're clear.
Davidson of Asheville.
10.
Enjoy 1 hour guided rides with lunch provided with.
Do you want first pick in this?
Start at just $20, and all the proceeds benefit the Smoky Mountain Toy Run. Christmas in July, Saturday, July 20th at Harley Davidson of Asheville.
Mom, it's school.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
On it. Ooh,
Damn.
Target has select supplies like crayons and glue sticks for 25 cents, plus markers for 50 cents.
Next, my new Rockstar vibe means new clothes.
Ooh, totally. These graphic tees are $6 and made to last.
And a strawberry lunch bag to match my sweet personality.
Got it, and it's only $5. Let's get your favorite Good and Gather snacks. They're now at a new lower price.
Best team ever.
When it comes to low prices, Target has your back to school. With WWNC, you can have traffic reports in your bedroom.
Get the latest traffic updates anywhere you've got a smart speaker.
And find out about your drive before you even get in the car.
News Radio 570 WWNC.
There are a lot of so-called fast food deals out there. But do any of them have the Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, crispy fries, everyone's favorite nugs, and a drink for just $5 like Wendy's Biggie Bag? Nope. And that's why no other deals can be called the Wendy's Biggie Bag. That and a little thing called plagiarism. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Includes choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery.
1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. For Black men, that stat is 1 in 6. When prostate cancer is caught early, it's highly treatable. But because most men have no symptoms, it's vital to talk to your doctor at your annual visit about prostate cancer screening. Not sure where to start? Go to pcf.org for the help you need to navigate this disease and make the right decisions for yourself. Remember, it's your life. Go to pcf.org today.
At Ingles, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or hitting the golf ball, we have everything you need for the perfect picnic, the greatest grill out, and the best beach vacation. We know that the mountains are calling, the open road awaits, and that pool party is ready to rock. So head on over to Ingles and stock up on all the goodies to get you through your summer of freedom. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but a nice cool down coming late week, but there's going to be decent chances of showers, thunderstorms. So next couple of days, we're still near 90. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. A few showers, thunderstorms around each afternoon. I think Wednesday more likely. Overnight lows will stay most likely in the mid-upper 60s. And then by Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are likely 85. By Friday, we might not hit 80. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder? There are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. QC Kinetics is helping patients like you every day. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine, cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain, from arthritis or injury, you need to know steroids and surgery and pain pills are no longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore your mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with regenerative, restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. In Asheville and in Greenville, call for a free consultation now. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMFX Waynesville, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank. That's bank. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it, back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click that live video link, subscribe to the channel, and join us in the chat. It is a fantastic day today, as it is College Football 25 release day, early release day if you pre-ordered. Coming up in 2 hours at 4 o'clock, you will be able to download the game. Or, you've already downloaded it. It's just going to be available for you to play at 4 o'clock, correct?
Yes. I know our buddy Chris Smathers, myself, several others. The screen is up on the television. The countdown is dwindling down. I don't know what's going to happen when the countdown stops. I don't know if just a button pops up. Personally, I'm hoping that the Florida State dance team shows up, does a little number, makes us all feel better, and then we can go play the game. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
We've been waiting on the game to come out for 11 years. We've been without college football on our play boxes, your Xbox, your PS5. It is only being released for next-gen systems. So if you don't have one, then you got to go out and get one. But from everything I can tell, it's 100% worth buying the console to go and play the game. Especially if you were all into it in the early 2000s to the mid-ish 2010s, then you're just happy that it's back.
HWA bought me a PlayStation 5 for Christmas solely for this game a year ago.
Yes. All of the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed as far as the game goes. Yes, there will be bugs, and yes, they'll be working on those as the game progresses. But who you playing with is the big question, and so tomorrow is going to be the inaugural Sportsocracy Bowl Series. Live on the YouTubes only. We'll be streaming from Mullet Manor tomorrow afternoon. And now it's time for us to plant our flags with our college football playoff teams.
So obviously there are 6 games in the playoff. We each need 6 teams, which is just works out phenomenally because that's how many picks we make in a daily draft.
Yes, indeed it is. I have the first selection, so I will make my selection and gladly give Jeremy his 1 and 2 because I'm pretty sure he probably would not have been taking the Georgia Bulldogs, the number 1 ranked team in the country, the number 1 ranked team in the game, and there was no way I was not getting them.
I gave you the number 1 pick because you do root for the number 1 team in the country, the highest rated team on the game.
Yep.
And it would not have been fair the first time you play the game for you to not at least have a shot at your team. Okay?
Exactly. So I'm claiming the Georgia Bulldogs as my first selection into the Sportsocracy Bowl Series.
So you did, and I will tell you, I would have taken Georgia because of the best team on the game. In terms of teams that I want to play with, they were my 4.
Wow. Okay.
My number 1 is Oregon. I don't know if you understand how good that team is. In my top 100 players for the 2025 NFL Draft, Oregon has 7 of them. And that doesn't even include their quarterback, who's currently the odds-on Heisman favorite.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to like about Oregon. I'm looking forward to playing in Autzen, all the different jersey combinations. Oregon, to me, is the team I'm most looking forward to playing with, and it is the team that I feel very sure I am going to beat you so badly that you may actually cry on camera. Because we're going to get to seed our own teams here.
Mm-hmm.
So Oregon will be my 1. I'm sure Georgia will be your 1 too, because 4 teams get a bye.
No doubt. Yes, Georgia will be the 1.
Now, I have to think about the way that I play and what it is that I need. And there is a team.
I love the strategery here.
There is massive strategery. There is a team that is maybe not as good as some of the higher rated teams. But I think in terms of just sheer talent and me wanting to play with them and prove a point, my second selection is going to be rev up. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin. Let's go.
I knew that was coming.
Jackson Dart taking a national title.
You played that very, very well, because they were going to be my next selection, just to tick you off, just to see if I could get you to curse on the last day of the week here.
And to be honest with you, after spending the weekend with you and allowing it to remind me just how big a jackass that you actually are, I wasn't going to take Ole Miss because I don't think you think they're as good as I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have a pretty good feeling you would do it just to irk me.
No doubt.
So I made sure to get my squad.
Very, very well. Played that very, very well. All right. He's going to Ole Miss. Whole lot of talent on there. How accurate this game is going to be to what this team has been built into over the offseason should be interesting to see, with all of the new players that they have in the transfer portal and all of that. I mean, their initial ranking in the game is 87 overall, so they're like the 13th best team in the country. They have the same overall ranking, according to the list that I'm looking at. Clemson, Utah, Penn State, Kansas, Arizona, NC State. Those are the other schools that are all an 87 overall in this game.
Yes. Now, the selection is on to you, Mr. Spencer.
Yes. At number 2. Well, look, I am not a, I'm not a Madden genius like Jeremy is. So I need all the advantages I can get. So, with that being said, I'll take one of or two of the most talented teams in the college football game. Yes, I am going to take the Alabama Crimson Tide, because I think I can do well. I'm not going to make him look as good as Jeremy does, because I don't really know the option all that well.
Oh, yeah, I was going to run speed option with Jalen Milroe and make you hate life for 4 quarters.
Yes, Jalen Milroe, I am taking him out of the equation for Jeremy in running the option plays. And then my number 2, or my number 3, after taking Alabama. I'm going to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes.
I was going to take them with my second pick, and then I realized that you were going to screw me over on Ole Miss, so I had to go ahead and I had to rev up.
Yeah. Ohio State is the most talented team, top to bottom, in the country. I feel pretty certain about saying that, despite the fact that Will Howard is their quarterback. In real life, this team's absolutely loaded. Now, maybe the fact that they're like the fifth highest ranked team in this game, maybe that plays into the fact that some of the guys didn't sign up, like JT Tuamalo and a couple others. What'd I say? 8 starters, I believe it was, that or at least 8 key role players and starters for Ohio State were not in this game, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I would think that they'd be higher than 5th. If everybody has, waxed poetic about how great they are, how talented they are, how loaded they are, we don't take into account in the game making, do we, that Ryan Day's an idiot?
No.
So I mean, based on talent, you should be a little higher than that, I would think. But I still think it's a fun team to play with, and there's going to be few teams that have better segues and specialties, and you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All the traditions are going to be there if you're playing with Ohio State.
I considered Ohio State, but you have now left me 2 more teams that I'm very excited to just wax your keister with. We're going to go the Florida State Fighting Jeremy Greenes.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Uiagalelei, all the talent on the defense. It's not that. It's frankly, you knew I was going to do that.
Yes, of course.
And then, Jeremy's I'm a defensive man. And I really like to play defense, and I really like hurting people's feelings playing defense. And there is a team that's got just so much talent. We're going to play neck all night long. Let's go LSU. Go Tigers.
Ooh,
go Tigers.
That irritates me.
Harold Perkins is going to ruin your day.
Yes.
I feel pretty good.
Okay.
I feel pretty solid.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Got 2 more teams that I'm. You can't screw up my jive here unless you take one of 2 teams.
Mm-hmm. Is one of those teams the Texas Longhorns?
No, sir, it's not.
Really? I don't necessarily need one of the top graded quarterbacks in the game, but I'll take it. I'm not saying against you, Jeremy. I'm just saying in general in the game, you don't necessarily need one of the top quarterbacks in the game, but it helps to have it. Texas is going to be a fun team to play with.
And then
I
have 3 teams left here that I feel good about because I forgot one.
Well, I am a bit of an old school football fan, and I do love running the ball. I'll take the Penn State Nittany Lions. Because I can't wait to just run the ball with Nick Singleton.
Okay, who do I have that can? I'm matching the teams up in my head now. Who do I have that can stop the run? That's probably Ole Miss. That's probably who I'll put up against Penn State.
Oh, with that transfer defensive line?
Yes. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm going to take the layup of you did leave me the school with 1 or 2 of the, 10 best players in the game. I will take the Colorado Buffaloes.
So unfortunate that I'm not going to win any of these games tomorrow.
Oh, no.
That's one of the ones that I would really love to win.
Yes. And Colorado, I'm going to hurt your feelings with. I may put them against Georgia just to prove a point and just to be a jerk.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
Now the question is, do I want to beat you with a group of 5 school?
Oh, that would be brilliant.
Because I do. I'm going to. Liberty Flames, give me the Fighting Hugh Freezes.
Liberty.
I get a top 100 quarterback and a top 100 running back, which means that option game is going to hurt your feelings. Now, whoever you pick to play them, you're probably going to score some points. The one that I wanted to take was Tennessee, and I can say that because I know you're not going to. I really wanted to take Tennessee, and it's going to be funnier to me to beat you by 50 with Liberty.
Okay. All right. We shall see.
If for nothing else, because in the live stream at some point, I will look at you and go, give me Liberty or give me death. I get Liberty and you get death.
Ooh. Great. All right. Final selection for me. I will go. We're going to let Utah beat Liberty. How about that? Cam Rising, starting for the 800th year in a row.
Did you really just take Utah?
I did. I took the Utah Utes. They're my.
Look at you going defensive team with a geriatric quarterback.
Yes.
Wow. That's not that is not the team I thought you were going to take.
Who did you think I was going to say?
I'm really shocked you didn't at any point take Michigan because defensively they have enough players that you could have contended with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little shocked you didn't at any point take Oklahoma State because Ollie Gordon's the 3rd best player in the game.
Thought about it. I thought about it on that last one, but then I went, you know what? I'm going to take a wild card because I just don't want it to look that bad when Liberty beats 2 straight top 10 teams.
Gambit fans said definitively that I'm just trying to show off. And we have our first super chat of the day.
Okay.
Yeah. That's from our buddy Generations, who is the shoeman of this here Sportsocracy show, and we'll be happy to know that Tank proudly wore his Jordans all weekend at the Scotland.
I did.
He said NCAA 25 rankings, Colorado and Florida State are both 88 overall, which is preposterous, and I agree with you completely.
Florida State is that high?
Florida State's an 88, and so is Colorado.
Wow.
The fact that you said that way is bothering me because you should have said Colorado is that high. That team that got beat by a bajillion 7 times last year. Oh, but they got Shador and Travis.
I knew they were going to be. No, I knew they were going to. They were going to be like that. The game has to embrace the hype train. So that doesn't surprise me. Florida State being that high, it does surprise me a little bit.
It's a really talented team. Really talented. And there is a sophomore wide receiver whose name you going to know his name tomorrow, my friend.
Oh, okay. I'm going to get to experience it in full effect.
You are.
College football 25 early release gameplay begins in just under 2 hours. 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be streaming live tomorrow from Mullet Manor, playing this here Sportsocracy Bowl Series, the inaugural of College Football 25. I will be taking Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, and Utah to their ultimate doom against Jeremy Greene, who has selected Oregon, Ole Miss, Florida State, LSU, Colorado, and Liberty. Now, the fun part is after you beat my teams in the playoff, which teams do I get to pick of your teams in the next rounds? That's the fun part.
So we're going to let you take over teams that I already beat you with?
Right.
I feel like I get to call whichever team I want to play with.
Yeah, I would imagine so. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. When we come back from the break, one more top 13 to go, and we'll talk running backs for 2024 in the NFL.
Brighten up your smile. Compliments of some.
Clear.
appointment the month of July and receive a complimentary Philips Sonicare teeth whitening kit at the appointment. Developed by dentists, each kit includes 9 treatments to transform your smile. While your appointment must be booked in July to qualify, it can be scheduled for any month this year. This offer, a $90 value, is too good to miss. Call Summit Dental today, and when you call, they can confirm your insurance and any estimated out-of-pocket cost. Call them today, 828-277-6868.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by...
Number 1 running back in the league is Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. I don't
and
think
is there anybody in his ballpark?
In his ballpark? Yes. I don't think, I mean, for me, it's not that big of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Breece Hall or Saquon Barkley or a slew of other guys were asked to do the same thing that Christian McCaffrey was asked to do, then you're at least in the ballpark.
Okay. I mean, is it crazy to think? I mean, where do you have him right now as far as all time, talent wise? Is he on that? Is he in that top 10 for you all time? Is he top 5?
No,
nowhere near.
I'm not going to say nowhere near. He has a shot to get there, but he's not there now.
Right. Very few running backs in history have we seen do the things that CMC can do. No running back in the league today carries a team like he does. At number 2, Breece Hall.
This is the hardest one for me because I don't want to go over the top.
Right.
But, I mean, I feel like in terms of just sheer talent that it should be Breece Hall.
Mm-hmm. Breece Hall better than or more talent than Bijan Robinson?
You beat me to it. Bijan's my 2.
Okay. Despite the fact that we haven't seen it from him, we know it's in there. It's just, will it manifest itself under better leadership down in Atlanta this year?
Well, look, it would be hard to misuse a running back as badly as Arthur Smith did. It's almost physically impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think surely Arthur Smith not being there is enough for Bijan to get the pub to where he belongs, which is here. I mean, look, he's the most talented running back prospect I've ever evaluated. It's not really all that close because he can just do so many things so well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At 3,
that's where I come in with Breece Hall. Breece is in that same boat. I didn't see him that way coming out. But now that I've watched him for, this is his 3rd year with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've watched him for 2 solid years going into a 3rd, I will say he's that good. He's that good. And I mean, had it not been for the injury of, and what was that, year 1?
Year 1.
If it hadn't been for that injury against Denver, I'm not so sure that I wouldn't be talking about him even higher.
Mm-hmm.
But
PFF had him as the 9th highest graded running back in the NFL last year. And remember how crap that line was. Yeah, I mean, he was the only game in town. Because he had no passing game. But still, with the ball in his hands, he was so electric. If that offensive line has been solved, right, is going to take the leap and the bound forward, which you expect it would, if it stays healthy, could be a ginormous year for Breece. At number 4.
That's where I get Saquon Barkley. For me, those 4 guys are they're more talented than every other running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Now, situation and tread and things like that, Saquon Barkley's got a lot of tread on the tires. So I'm almost happy that he's going into a Philadelphia situation where they're not going to ask him to – I don't think Saquon Barkley's getting 22 touches a game in Philadelphia. No other running back really ever has, so I struggle to believe that he's going to now just because they paid him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he stays in that 16 to 18 touches a game. Try to keep him as fresh as humanly possible and use him as a dynamic element of the offense that you really haven't seen. You certainly haven't seen it since LaShawn McCoy. They haven't had a running back like this in that long.
Yes.
The fantasy football player in me is hoping that they don't do the thing with Saquon that Chip Kelly used to do with LaShawn McCoy, where he gets just pirated at the goal line every single week.
Mm-hmm.
Let the man score his touchdowns.
Is Kenny Gainwell still on this team?
Yeah, he is, yes.
I hate that dude. Only because he seems to always vulture carries away from the actual running back that you've ever trusted in fantasy from the Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon Barkley, elite, to say the least. Number 4 in the top 13 running backs for 2024. When we come back, we'll round out the list.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast.
And you're clear.
Thank
in
you.
Asheville.
Yeah, I realized halfway through that, you do realize we did running back.
But there's going to be decent chances of showers, thunderstorms. So next couple of days.
No, sir.
Yeah, we did. And the only reason I remember that is because Luke from the porch texted me and said, you got Bijan at 2.
Upper 60s. And by Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are likely 85. By Friday, we might not hit 80.
I think we were ranking fantasy football players instead of like this,
sponsored
but
by
it's very redundant.
Some people
Gotcha.
Is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Summer is the time to let loose, turn up the tunes, and share sweet moments together. And M&M's are the perfect treat for any time. Chilling by the pool, jamming at the barbecue, road trip sing-alongs, and everywhere in between. So grab a pack from your local retailer and pass them around today.
Had a devastating knee injury. Tore my ACL, tore my PCL, shredded my medial meniscus, and had an initial surgery. That really didn't hold. Had another follow-up surgery around 8 years later. That didn't work, and I didn't want to undergo another surgical procedure.
Enough with the surgeries. They didn't ease the pain, and recovery was brutal. Carmen heard about another treatment for pain relief. The non-invasive regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
I simply figured, heck, I'm going to pick up the phone and call QC Kinetics. And since I've been treated, my quality of life has dramatically gotten better, and I can't thank QC Kinetics enough.
These are the nation's leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses the body's own healing components to help provide relief and functionality.
10 months ago, I had difficulty walking up and down a flight of steps. Now I can do just about anything I desire. I'm back to the old me.
If you have joint pain, before you consider surgery, call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dales available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dales salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box. We are back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, and it's time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Greene.
Don't do crimes!
And, are you a fan of Arby's, Jeremy?
Like the sandwich place?
Yeah. Arby's.
I am when they give me the roast beef 5 for $5. You give me 5 roast beef Sammies for $5, and psh, I'll be there every day.
Right. So cheap Arby's is good. Gotcha. How about free Arby's? Is free Arby's a good thing?
I warn you, okay? Today's college football 25 day. I need you to not screw with me and tell me things that are not real. So if you tease me with free Arby's and then you pull it out like, oh, no, you can only get it in like Alaska from 4 to 5 in the morning, 7.
No, this is a crime story. So if you're getting free Arby's, that means you're stealing it.
Oh.
2 women working at an Arby's in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, now facing charges because they were apparently stealing the roast beef from the restaurant. 21-year-old woman and a 63-year-old woman working in this Arby's were found to have, over a series of months, they had been, working the old slicer. And you slice up a little bit too much, and then you got leftovers. And apparently it was the rule that, hey, leftovers are fair game, or trash is fair game. They would slice off way more than they needed for the shift, and then they would put it in a trash bag, and then they'd throw it in the dumpster, and then they'd go retrieve the bag out of the dumpster. I'm not sure whether this is the grossest, the saddest, or both of the stories that I've ever seen. You're throwing things into the trash at Arby's and then digging it out again? For what? It's a risk I wouldn't take, Jeremy.
I mean, it's going to be a no from me, dog. But,
right, I guess that in a certain sense you can go and appreciate the creativity here, but no. Turned out that they did a forensic accounting of this after the manager of the place kept noticing that the cost overrun on the roast beef was more than they were selling, and it turns out that they came up with a figure of $3,000 worth of roast beef is what these 2 ladies had stolen over several months. They also, according to surveillance video, had taken at least 143 drinks between the 2 of them, 16 other quote-unquote food items, and then 49 quote other things. I don't know what that means, but yeah, all told,
napkin holders, heard.
Yeah, all told, almost $3,500 worth of criminal theft going on at that Arby's. I wouldn't put food in the trash and then eat it.
So
I don't care if it's in a bag.
My story, I'm going to play a game that I enjoy playing with crime stories with you. I'm going to tell you the story, but I'm going to leave out 2 very critical parts of the story. Okay. And I want to see if you can guess them. My story is about 38-year-old Zero Tribal. That's his name. His legal name is Zero Tribal. And he is a blank. He apparently is a little bit of a crazy person. And there was a Brazilian tourist on the streets of San Francisco, and he didn't like something about this feller. So he threatened him with a blank. As he is threatening said man with a blank, he was come upon by two individuals named Pete Safara and Lloyd Fishback, who are blank. They take the blank out of his hand, disabling him from threatening the tourist. The tourist runs away, at which time Mr. Fishback punches Mr. Tribal in the face. Fill in the blanks.
Okay. So 38-year-old Zero Tribal.
He is a blank.
He is I'm going to go with mime.
He is a pirate.
Okay. He's a
pirate. So 38-year-old pirate named Zero Tribal was threatening a Brazilian tourist with a blank.
I will say a sword.
Would be a blowtorch. It was a camping blowtorch.
Okay. All right.
That Mr. Safara and Fishback took out of his hand, and they are blank.
Governors.
That'd be nude, Tank. They were naked. Mr. Tribal learned the hard way that you don't want to fight the naked guy. Apparently, in the city of San Francisco, two fellers can just walk around Dio, and that's completely legal. I did not know that until today.
Yes.
This is the most San Francisco thing I've ever seen. There's a video on Twitter where you can see the whole interaction. And it is without a doubt the most San Francisco thing I've ever seen in my life. Actually, if you told me this happened on the streets of Asheville, I would have just gone, yeah, math.
Two naked guys and a pirate with a blowtorch.
Yep. Nude or pirate wielding a blowtorch, disarmed by two naked fellers, one of whom then hit him with a right cross in the jaw. Oh, you ever just look around the world and go, what are we doing?
Yeah, I do every day. Every day I check the news cycle and go, what is happening right now? Elite running backs for 2024 in the NFL. The top of the top 13. 1 through 4 goes CMC, Bijan Robinson, Breece Hall. Who the hell Breece Young is? I'm not sure.
No clue.
And Saquon Barkley. Who's your fifth best running back for 2024?
Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you're going to notice a definite. We did fantasy football running backs the other day. Mm-hmm. You're going to notice that. Yeah, this whole list is almost exactly the same. Because in terms of talent, that's really all I care about. And you give me those 5 talent-wise over everybody else, because once you get to 6, there's a drop off the world to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you start going Nick Chubb. And Jahmyr Gibbs is the one name that I think he has the talent to be up there, but I'm not positive.
Not positive on the talent? I thought it was just the usage that you were concerned about.
No, and look, I think he's super talented. I don't know that he is out of this world like those top 5 are.
Okay.
He's 6 regardless. And then you get into the Nick Chubbs and the Derrick Henrys and the Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is always higher on these lists for me than he is for other people.
Right.
It's just most of those guys are older, or they're coming off an injury, or they've hit that 2,500 tote marker that for me is always a fall off a cliff. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's not a lot. I think the days of the bell cow they've gone the way of the dodo bird.
Yes.
Even Jahmyr Gibbs, who went at 12, I don't know that he's ever going to get more than 18 touches a game.
No.
Not consistently.
David Montgomery.
Well, I mean, even once Montgomery moves on, they'll add another thumper running back. Yep. Because you're trying to protect these guys the best that you can. It is hard to justify investing the draft capital into a guy that you know is going to fall off a cliff within 7 years. And that's on the high side. Usually it's within 4.
Right.
It's just hard to do. It's also hard for a guy that is special with the ball in their hand to go, hey, I'm going to play running back. Now that only really happens if you're super small or if that's just the position you love. I mean, I look at guys like this. Jahmyr Gibbs could easily be a slot receiver, and I don't think it would have even been that hard for him. He basically was a slot receiver at times at Alabama.
He does have a lot of talent, and he is my Scott Fishbowl running back. Hey, that is my RB1. Feel pretty good about it. You should feel solid if he is your RB1, I believe.
Well, speaking of the Scott Fishbowl,
yeah.
After taking off to Charlotte this weekend, drafting a little team there, I did here is we've got just a handful of minutes left before the end of our week, and that always feels good on a Monday. What were your thoughts on my team that you watched selected for the Scott Fishbowl?
I felt like you did a pretty good job of putting that team together. I was concerned, I guess it was probably the best word to say about because you waited till the 5th round to take a quarterback?
4th. I took Herbert in the 4th.
Okay, you got him in the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
In a Superflex, that just seems strange.
Well, you got to remember,
every Superflex I've ever been in, it's always, I got to get my quarterbacks first.
Well, and you've got to remember, in this Superflex, you only get 1 point for 50 yards. So the quarterback scoring was slashed. So, yes, it's important to have multiple quarterbacks, and I do. I've got Justin Herbert. I took Will Levis in the 10th, and I'm getting ready to take either Drake May or Justin Fields. I'm good with that.
It just seems like a bit of a gamble to me. Like if something were to happen in that Superflex with Justin Herbert, then you're going to be
in trouble. I need Justin Herbert to stay healthy.
You're going to be. I was going to say you're putting yourself at big risk having your backup be Drake May.
Well, my thought with Drake May is that it's better, at least in this system, it's better for running quarterbacks. Because you don't get crazy points for quarterbacks. Now their rushing yards are still attributed as though they're running backs. So that's why I look at some of the teams that took quarterbacks early. So there was a team in the league that took C.J. Stroud in the 1st, they took Brock Purdy in the 4th, and then just took Bryce Young in the 12th. Their running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Brian Robinson, and Tony Pollard. That's not going to be fun for you.
No.
I mean, because mine are Kyron Williams, Kenny Walker, James Conner, Nick Chubb, Ezekiel Elliott, and Blake Corum. You see the difference in those two?
Yeah.
And I have Travis Kelce and TJ Hawkinson in a tight end premium. And I stuck to my guns. I took a receiver early. I took DK Metcalf in the 6th. And then I basically said, yep, receiver's dead until I take 4 flyers late. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I will take a couple more quarterbacks just to have a handful of them on hand. I can only play 2 at most. I'll probably end up playing 2 tight ends most weeks once Hawkinson comes back. If he's healthy week 1, I'm in really good shape. If he's not,
you draft a kicker?
I will draft a kicker, but I'll do it late.
Yeah.
We did have our first kicker. Somebody took Justin Tucker in the 12th.
Somebody took Harrison Butker in the 11th of mine.
In this scoring system, it's not that untoward because you do want a guy that just never misses.
And then in the 15th round, Justin Tucker came off. That was the next kicker. And now it appears we're in the 16th round of this slow draft that started last Monday. And now 2 kickers have gone off the board back-to-back. So
we didn't even make it through the 10 rounds of our live draft live. We got to the 9th.
Well, sometimes you get in leagues with people who are slower than others. And not mentally speaking, but you know what I mean. Just wasting time when they're on the clock. Of course, it doesn't help when one guy in the league keeps winning all the raffle prizes.
Yeah, I did want one of those Shane Battier watches.
Oh, yeah, those were sweet.
I offered him cash. He didn't seem to, or one of the guys that won one of them, I offered him cash. He didn't seem to be too inclined to do that.
Really? You must have lowballed him.
Of course I did.
I'll give you $12 for that right now.
No, I offered more than that. Not what it was worth, but.
Well, at least there's that. All right. Do we want to round out the list here?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same guys that. I mean, after I looked at this, when you said this earlier, I was like, I swear to God, we did running backs. We didn't. We did them in fantasy.
Did fantasy running backs.
But the list is exactly the same.
Okay.
Really, the only difference is that I do have Josh Jacobs a little higher on this list than I did on the fantasy list.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he's a good player. The problem is that Green Bay's got 11 running backs.
Did you see the video that came out earlier today? Nick Chubb in his rehab, he's posting out Batman memes again. He did another Dark Knight reference in a video on the Twitter machine where he was pumping out 585-pound squats.
That's pretty solid.
On that second time reconstructed knee that he injured at the end of or late in the last season. Says he's right exactly where he needs to be. And the fact that he was able to do 2 real good reps on film anyway and put it out there at 585 pounds makes you feel a little better about the return of Nick Chubb.
I had heard that basically the rehab was in a place that if he's going to come back, he'll be fine. They may slow roll him kind of the way the Jets did early on with Breece Hall after his significant knee injury last year. But, I mean, in terms of specifically for fantasy football, I'm not worried in the least.
No, and especially in a best ball scenario, I feel like he is free space on the board, or at least low risk at getting him in the 7th round because everybody's concerned about the injury. But at that point, I mean, if he does come back, if he is healthy, which it looks like he's on a pretty decent path right now, then there's no reason to believe that he won't jump right back in, go right back into that Kevin Stefanski system, and immediately be a massive threat week in and week out. You got him in your slow draft. I got him in my slow draft, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to have him in every other league that I'm in because everybody seems to be terribly upset and put off by the injury. And I understand why, but I don't understand, I guess, passing on him for an unproven rookie or something to that effect. I mean, unless you're in a dynasty league. And then the strategy obviously changes there.
I mean, somebody took Zamir White ahead of him in my Scott Fishbowl League, which is comical to me.
Yeah. In mine, I ended up getting him in the 8th pick in the 9th round.
I got him with the 7th pick in the 8th round. Right. Mm-hmm. And mine, running back went heavier in mine. We had a lot of fantasy football heavy hitters that have played. I think I'm the only first-time guy in mine.
Mm-hmm.
But once this draft is done over the course of this week where we will not be around here on the ESPN radio waves, I'll throw out the roster and people can critique it and call me an idiot and any of the other things that they want to do. You know, in between times of talking about politics on Facebook, which this is my yearly PSA of don't lose friends over that.
Yeah.
What you think, what I think, none of that really matters. Just have your opinion, talk about it civilly, don't be jackasses, and move on. And if you're one of those people that say, well, I just hate that he missed, well, you suck. And that's really all that needs to be said to you. Is it your...
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. There's a special place for evil thoughts like that.
Yeah, you're a buffoon, and you're basically the only thing you're doing by posting things like that online, and I don't care who it's about, whether it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, I don't care. The only thing that you're doing is basically signaling to people, hey, I'm a jackass, and I'm going to let you know that. Because that's how all the rest of us read it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
most definitely.
Yeah, I wanted to get that in because, hey, if you get really upset about it, you got 6 days to get over it. So,
yes. Anyhow, and also just as we're heading out here in just a few moments over on our sister station, News Radio 570 WWNC, also available on the iHeartRadio app. Special coverage of the fallout from the assassination attempt over the weekend on 570 with Mark Starling beginning at 3 o'clock. So just a few moments away. 3 to 6, they're going to be opening up the phone lines, taking phone calls, getting the local opinions on everything and where we stand now as a country. A lot of pieces to pick up as we try to move on here in this election cycle.
Hey, Tank, I mean,
you can
it's
keep
totally
it right
unrelated,
here.
but is there any way you have that call-in line number that you could send me in a text message?
I'll give it to you right now. It's 240-9962. Or you can call toll-free at 1-800-570-9962. That spells out WWNC on a touchpad. 240-9962. 1-800-570-9962. Special coverage coming on First News on 570, 3 to 6 this afternoon on News Radio 570 WWNC. As for us, we will be with you tomorrow on the YouTube only, as I'll be getting my tail kicked by Flostradamus in College Football 25. I don't really care, though, because I'm just glad the game has returned. We'll see you on the YouTubes tomorrow, back here next Monday in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
You go into your shower feeling...
And you're clear.
Thanks, sir.
And that last segment, you got like some buzz going on that mic.
Crisp,
Do I know?
unmistakable Irish Spring.
I'm picking up a buzz on that mic.
When you finally emerge...
Just for that last segment. I don't know if you turned something up or...
I might have.
As long as you want, you're ready
Oh,
to
I know what it was.
and smell great.
The stream crashed
Irish
in the
Spring
commercial
body
break,
wash and
or my
balsam.
computer crashed, so I had to restart it.
Irish.
I didn't even have the chance to calibrate anything. Usually it's not turned off, so I don't have to do that. That's
5 years
on me.
of serving this community with exceptional dental care and
Just want to let you know.
Yeah,
to continue
my
their
computer
mission
just
of
completely
providing
melted down. I
compassionate
had too
dental
many
care
things
in a
going.
warm and welcoming environment. Their commitment to your
All right.
satisfaction
I had
remains
the
unwavering with
PlayStation
continuing
stream
education
up too,
and
and
training, so they
I
are
forgot
able
to close
to
it.
provide multiple services to patients. Here's to many more years of providing world-class dental care with a hometown heart. Check
All
them
right.
out at
Well,
AshevilleSmiles.com.
in the morning, just whenever you get a wild hair,
you can have traffic
swing this way and we can play some college football off the air.
You've got a smart speaker.
Yes, sir.
You
We'll start streaming it at noon.
News Radio 5.
I'll probably head that way about 10.
10-4, I'll be up and about.
All right, cool deal.
Probably running on a lot of caffeine, maybe some coffee.
There have been 3,517
and beers.
people awarded.
Let's go.
All I have are
Nothing about
domestic
well.
beers,
No
so
new
if you want
podcast for
something a little craftier, you might want
is about
either bring those with you or grab them on the way.
I'll go pick up some Dales.
Look, you just
iHeart.
so
Open your
proud of
free
you.
iHeart app.
All right, I'll talk to you in the morning, brother.
Stories of courage.
All right, brother. Take it
See
easy.
you.
At Ingalls, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or